everyone! As you know, we're big on fuss-free beauty, and the very ethos of our brand is very much that your skin is the basis for everything. If you have great skin, if you can boost it and nourish it and look after it, that's really all you need, and everything else in terms of makeup or products is just an enhancement of that. That the whole beauty journey is underpinned by having good skin, and if your skin looks good, you'll feel good, and you'll just feel much more empowered to do everything else you want to do. One thing that time and time again everyone always asks is, how do I put together a skincare routine, what advice? And I think really the skincare industry has hugely advanced in the last few years. In the last 10 years there's been a greater focus on educating consumers and providing lots of choices. And, you know, if you look at things, if you go to your local drugstore, your local beauty store, or online, you'll find a huge range of products, and sometimes that may feel a little bit overwhelming, especially if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of time and perhaps is limited by budget, and it's hard to know where to even start. And so one big thing that we're passionate about, and I'm really passionate about, is kind of letting people know that actually you don't have to do an awful lot, you don't have to spend an awful lot of money, you don't have to have a million steps to get really beautiful and good looking skin. But there are a few principles, and all it is a little bit of discipline, a little bit of effort. But it does not have to, you know, your bathroom doesn't have to look like a chemist if you don't want it to. So what I would say, like everything, the important thing is to get to know your skin to begin with. So what skin type are you? And I've written a really detailed blog post on our blog at the Modern Salon about this. And it's really find out what is your skin type. And I think the skin type, so traditionally when you hear skin type you think, oh, is my skin dry or normal or combined or oily, but I think there's a little bit more to it than that. So really the first thing that you would do is cleanse your skin, so remove all makeup, all dirt, you know, wash it with whatever cleanser or soap that you use at that moment in time, and then leave it for 5 minutes, go have a cup of tea, and come back and have a look at your skin. In that time, look at your face. Is it shiny? Is it shiny all over? Does it look like there's oil all over your face, or only in certain parts? If it's shiny or there's oil kind of all over the place, then you're likely to have more oily prone skin. If your skin is super dry and it's feeling quite tight because you left it for 5 minutes and there's not been any moisturizer or anything, then you're likely to have dry skin. If you feel a bit tight in some places and oily in others, then it's likely that you have a combination of that. And if your skin kind of just looks okay, then you probably have normal skin. But really, skin is kind of a spectrum of that, and it's a bit more complicated. So on some days your skin will feel drier than on other days, or oilier than on other days. So it's understanding that, and also, you know, your skin, it's your largest organ, it's affected by the environment you're in. It may be affected by how you're feeling, so stress or any hormonal changes. It might be affected by any medicine that you take, any change in your diet, or any, you know, so skin is more than just something that forms a barrier. It has a physiological function. And so it's important to understand that, because if you understand that, then you can really be on the way to boosting your skin and looking after it and getting it to be in its best position. Also look at your face and look to see, are your pores very obvious? Are they obvious in some places and not others? Can you barely see your pores? That will help to add to that portion, to that information as to what your skin type is. And then what I think is, think of 2 primary concerns that you might have about your skin. And I say they're concerns / goals. So, you know, it's no use saying, I just want flawless skin. Like, what does that mean? Are there things that concern you about your skin? Is it that you're worried that you have kind of lots of outbreaks and blemishes and spots and all of that? Or is it that perhaps you have lots of flakiness of skin, it's looking dull? Or is it that you have pigmentation, so you have discoloration in some changes or some damage in some areas and not others? Is it that your skin tone is uneven around your face? Is it that you have scarring, maybe from previous acne? Is it that you have a really rough texture to your skin? Is it that you perhaps have lines or wrinkles on your face? Or whatever it is, just think of it And don't make a shopping list, just think of the 2 main things that would really boost your skin, your love for your skin, your confidence in it if you were to treat them or manage them. Then you've set yourself some goals. So when you do that, now you're starting to think, okay, now I kind of know what my skin, the base of it is, and I kind of know what I'm aiming for. So then it's time to be really honest and real with yourself. How much time and effort can I devote to my skin? If you are someone who is working all day and all night, you barely have any time other than to kind of in the morning shower and quickly wash your face, and in the evening you're so tired you can barely do anything, then you're probably not going to be able to do anything that's more than 5 minutes on your face, realistically, in the morning and in the evening, if that, at best. If you think, actually, I could devote, 5 minutes or more than that, or I could do 10 minutes or 30, whatever. If you think, okay, I have the time and I'm willing to put it, and I know myself, if I say I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do it, then that's great. But be realistic. Most people don't maybe have a skincare routine yet because they just feel they don't have time, and it may be that you think I only have 2 minutes in the morning or 1 minute. Whatever it is, know what you can realistically do, because that will help. There's a skincare routine for everyone, no matter how little time you have. And the other is think about budget. Like I mentioned, it's not necessary to spend so much money to get great skin. There are good products at every price level. Just because something is super expensive, it doesn't mean that it's any better than something that's a little bit cheaper. It's knowing what kind of ingredients are important, what concentrations they're in, and also whether they're active in that product or not, and whether you need them for your skincare concerns. So if your main concern for your skin is acne, prone skin and outbreaks and blemishes, getting a really expensive product that's designed for dry skin and wrinkles and stuff is probably a waste of your money when there are easier products to get. So it's sort of knowing that, knowing yourself, knowing your commitment level, knowing your budget, that will really all help you make a skincare routine that's personalized towards the skin concerns and the skin type that you have, and also you know that you're going to stick to it and it's affordable for you to keep up. So once you have all of those, then you have the basics. So I always say, there are a few essentials you need, and I think, for me personally, I think if kind of being able to cleanse your skin properly in the morning and in the evening is really important. It will help kind of clean away any dirt, especially if you live in a city. There's likely to be a lot of pollution, depending on where you work and so on. So really being able to clean your skin, but not with just anything. Being able to clean it in a way that removes all of that dirt, all of those impurities, any makeup that you may wear, for example, but without stripping it of its natural oils, without kind of angering your skin. The other is, so cleansing is super important, and maybe even double cleansing if you work somewhere particularly polluted, or if you wear makeup, is being able to put one cleanser initially to just kind of remove any of these things off your face, and the other to really get deep in there into the pores and clean everything else out. You can even use the same cleanser a couple of times to do that if you're short on time, and also you don't want to be concerned with too many products. So it's just knowing that. And again, we've got a skincare routines section of our website on cityskinclinic.com, where you can actually look at examples of different skincare routines for your face and different recommendations. So cleansing is super important. I really think almost everyone can have time to stick on a quick toner. So toning has come a really long way, and the aim of toning has traditionally been to kind of just, because when you cleanse your face, your skin, which is naturally acidic, when you cleanse it, especially if you're using kind of products that are detergent-based or soap-based, it increases the pH of the skin. And so what you want to do is gently bring it down to what it is. So that's one thing that toning has traditionally done, is to bring the pH of the skin to where it should be. But these days, toning is so much more than that. You can actually have active ingredients in your skincare, and I personally think that toner is the best place to have them. So if you're someone with oily or acne-prone skin or congested skin, you might want to try toning products with beta-hydroxy acids in them. If your concern is fine lines or wrinkles or textures, then a toning product that has alpha hydroxy acids in it. So that's just two examples of things that can be added to toners to really kind of affect your skin and perfect it and tackle any problems. Then once you put your toner on that stays on your face, you'll then put your moisturizer. Moisturizing is so important, and everyone should moisturize. It doesn't matter what's your skin type. It's just finding the right moisturizer for you. If you're prone to incredibly dry skin, then look for something that's really emolliating, that's going to have maybe oils in it, that's going to have something to both moisturize the skin and also to protect it from the harshness of the elements and help build up that thin barrier that dry skin tends to have. If your skin is oily, I know a lot of people with oily skin or acne-prone skin who will shy away from having a moisturizer because they think it's going to make the situation worse. It's actually a little bit paradoxical. So if you have very oily skin and you try and dry it out, it then starts to make more oil because it's used to a certain baseline. The way to go about moisturizing oily skin is actually to use an oil-free moisturizer, something that is really hydrating, something that maybe perhaps has hyaluronic acid. That should be for everyone. Everyone should look for hyaluronic acid, but that's a really good ingredient that will hydrate the skin. And so that's how you go about it. If you are going to go out during the day, it doesn't matter how gloomy it is, and it doesn't matter about your skin tone or your skin type, you should use SPF. SPF will help, so sunscreen will help kind of block away any harmful UV rays, which are responsible for things like skin cancer, but also they're the single most, the biggest cause of skin aging, so photo damage or sun damage. So you should be wearing a sunscreen. Now, if you know that you're very short on time, then you get a moisturizer with a sunscreen in it, so SPF 30 minimum, and that will be fine. You can just in one go. If you're going to be out in the sun during the day, you'll probably want to re-moisturize and top up that sunscreen and moisturizer. If you are able to, I personally prefer to put the moisturizer and the sunscreen separately. I think it's just much better. And so you can put your moisturizer on and put your sunscreen on top of it. And if you need to during the day, just keep your sunscreen on you. But it's up to you. It's what works for you again. Neither of these it's what's better for you. Both work equally well. At night time, again, you just repeat that skincare routine the same way. This is the absolute minimum that will allow you to look after your skin, to tackle any problem areas over time, and really get it looking at its best. Then what I'd recommend, if anyone has the time, is actually over the weekends trying to do one kind of more intensive skincare step. So at that point, I would recommend exfoliating and then putting on a face mask that's going to help with your skin problems that you've identified. So you've got your daily routine that you do in the morning and the evening, that's super quick, and then once a week during a weekend, try a more involved skincare step if you can, and that's really going to elevate your skin care. And so that's the main principles. Please check out our skincare routine pages and my blog posts and get to know your skin type and how to cleanse properly and how to tone. Those will really help. And if you have any questions on that, just leave us a comment. If you have any questions that you want for the next installment, then let us know.